to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No. I'm a man with a gift and I'm doing my shit like. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No. I'm a man with a gift and I'm doing my shit like. And I'm doing my shit like.
Hello. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing? Good to see you guys here. Thank you, KJ, for that on behalf of the moderators. They are awesome. Really. Sorry, I've been crying today. I don't know why. Just one of those days. I kind of take advantage of it when it does happen because it doesn't really happen very often. Not enough. Oh, thank you, KJ. Thank you. And Mr. Wayne, always. Hey, Carrie, I've been wondering about you. I was going to call you. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Oh my God, KJ. How can you do that and be backstage? Are you multitasking? You're good at it. Thank you, lady. Oh man. So I have KJ backstage, of course, and I'm gonna bring her up and we're gonna be surprised. I'm sure. Okay. All right. You ready to come on up? Let me get my layout ready. So I'm acting like a grandma. Okay. Okay. Hey. Good to
Hey,
see
what's
you.
going on?
Not much. Not much. Just same old, same old.
All right, I gotta get out of the fountain here and shut the
Oh yeah,
door.
it makes me want to go to the bathroom every time. But it's
Yeah,
relaxing.
you've accused me of going to the bathroom during
Oh my
what
God, you
was what
potty
a
is.
year and a half ago.
You say accusing, but like when I talk on the phone with Suze, she straight up goes to the bathroom. I mean, that's what we do. So if you gotta go, go. Just not in front of the audience.
That's true.
But
That's true.
but if it's just me, yeah, go. Don't ruin your bladder.
Well, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, I'm nervous, but I'm not.
You don't have to be. You think about the time that has been spent on your channel, Difficult Research. Think about what all you put into it and every word that you've said and all the feeling and truthfulness and honesty that you've exhibited through these last few years. What has been your experience being on YouTube.
Ooh. Oh, wow. It has been I don't really know. I'm gonna cry.
Are you kidding me?
No, no, not
You're
bad.
such a voice. You're such a voice, Cresha. And I
I
just
don't
don't
feel like
understand
it
why you
though.
don't see the whole picture.
I don't. I might see the whole picture on so many other things, but not that. I don't see that. I don't see 2 feet in front of me, straight up. Oblivious. I don't know, it's been healing, unexpected healing. It's been, determination, a lot of learning, so much learning, so much, a community that you had to make me aware of. Told you I'm not aware at
Well,
all.
they were tapping me on the shoulder. It had nothing to do with me. They were
It
like, shake
does.
this woman, shake this woman.
You're part of it, and we all are. But, I mean, yeah, you when you came to Lake Charles, you were like, "You've got to you're" and I mean, I needed that, though. I needed you. I needed that. I needed that so bad,
I sent
and
I sent only honesty from all the people that love and care for you.
I feel
I
it.
sent the honesty to let you know that their voices are only relegated to the comments, and they want so much to
Yeah,
hug you and tell you how much they love you.
it means a lot. It really does. It's the only thing that's it is the only I'm serious. The only thing that has kept me coming back. Uh,
Well, I'll tell you what, if anyone wants to go off here and get on a national syndicated show or some of these highfalutin YouTube channels
yeah.
that make all these subs and subscripts and money
Of
and
my
all that,
family, mind you. Of my
well, I'll
family.
tell you what, these people
Crazy.
don't understand that there's reality going on and
Yeah.
other people are selling bullshit, and you're the only one that I know that's always been a straight shooter. Your subject matter is your own. And
True.
if people are not interested in it, that's their own deal. But there
Yeah.
are a lot of people that understand that if they were to give their views and opinions, they would want other people to listen and be
Mhm.
respectful.
That's it.
And Kresha, I applaud you for rising above so many things.
Thank you.
You have no reason to cry this evening, dear friend. You have no reason to cry at all.
The little brands is gonna
Because I'm gonna tell, unless the crying though, if the crying is gonna make you feel better, then I think everyone on here wants to see you feel better. I know for myself that all I've wanted was to see you thrive and to heal and to be the person that you've always been meant to be. And I think you're figuring it out along the way, and you're just way too humble.
It's scary.
You're just
No,
way
it
too
gets
humble.
scary too. I mean, you just
You've got to be confident, Kresha.
I've been confident. I mean, just today is just not a good day. Yesterday was not a good day. Um, you know, I've
And you're
always been
showing
expected to be
humanity.
strong, and
You're
I've always
showing
been
humanity.
I've always been resilient, but it wasn't because, that was just born I was born with it. It's just because I had to be, and I didn't have a choice, and I still don't have a choice. But, when I'm
People want to
sad.
be lied to, Kresha.
Oh, I know. I don't. I
But I'll
don't.
tell you what, there are a lot of people in this world, they just want some honesty. They just want the truth, even if it's ugly,
It's
even if it's not
ugly.
uh I don't know, made up
It's fucking
and
murder.
just
I mean,
totally
where do
just
you wanna go with it, you
smelling
know?
like a freaking rose. I mean, come
Yeah,
on. Life can get really, really down.
yeah.
And life can have a lot of bad things, and no one should dwell in that.
No. No,
But they
no, but
should
you should give
also
yourself that
accept. You've got to accept
yeah.
it.
Give yourself that time though, I there's so many times in between this cry and the last cry that I wanted to cry or should have cried or I just couldn't feel. So, just being honest. I mean,
You know
it's
what's
not
beautiful
pretty.
about that, Krisha? You know what's beautiful about that?
But
No one can ever say anything about the way that you're feeling because you're the only you're ever going to be. And they have no right to ever. And if they do, they've got a problem with their self. It
yeah,
ain't about you
I know.
at all. Nothing at all.
Right. It's been a like today. I don't know. It was just this little window of time. Jason left, and and I was like, "Oh my god!" When he got back, I was in tears right around the time I was texting you, and I mean, it just came over me, and I don't know if it's because I was thinking, well, what about other people in my family? What about my mom? What about Larry? How are they feeling right now?
They can
And I'm
take
like,
care of
well, but they're
themselves.
distracted. They're packing. They're getting ready. And I'm not this time. So it's just like, oh, and I mean, I don't have that distraction, I guess, which is usually what I do. I distract myself.
Whatever is the best for
Yeah.
anyone, everyone in your family. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
That's all that matters.
I just, I feel like I don't know if I've lost sight or if I've just been around it so many times. I've beat this thing I don't know how many times, how many ways. And I mean, I could go on and on and on, but it's just like, oh, how many times can you make the laps and then just wait for everybody else to catch up? It's just like, all right, okay, come on. I've done all this. Come on.
I guar
I
I
don't
guar
have the
I
big
guarantee you, these people don't know anything of none of them that are gonna judge or gonna know anything about what it takes
or
to
what it
even hang
all
in there.
entails. What it all entails. It's more than just
It's just so devastating, and I don't know how you're dealing with it, but I have to ask you this, Crescia.
you're the only one that has. I
I have
mean,
to
all
ask
those
you another
platforms.
question. I have to ask this question.
Okay.
Do you see the end of this? Do you
Mm,
see the end of this?
yeah, I just don't that's the unsure part. I don't know where it goes, you know? I don't know, and it sucks.
Well,
That's this
guess what?
turning
Guess
point or
what?
whatever the hell this is. Growth.
Sometimes when you don't know
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're going to go and all that, that is the most safest place to be
Yeah. It's real. I
because
mean, it's what guided me this whole time. I did not know where the hell this was going. Never. Not one time. I just went in this with just blinders, full faith. That's what faith is. Faith is just jumping in, and then you just don't even know where you're gonna go. You don't know what people are gonna say. You don't give a shit what people say. Really, it's not even about that. It's not about me, and it's not about them. Okay? It's about Tylee, Charles, Tammy, and well, it's about in my family, it's about Tylee, Charles, and JJ. You know? They're
y'all
missing.
just had to endure so much and the hurt and the trauma and all of that. The
Yeah.
good news is I've seen you work through a lot of it. I'm not saying you're through it, but I am saying I've seen that.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of
Thank
you.
you. But I
So
thank you.
proud.
Thank you. I just It takes a village. It really does. And all I have to say is just basically for any other family member, I don't care how related or not related or uh, it doesn't matter. It does not matter, y'all. That's just it. It doesn't freaking matter. It could be your friend, somebody you knew. It could be just murder is, like, different than just death, okay? It hasn't run its natural cycle, and it's personal because, in this case, it was my aunt, you know? And I it's just such a
Crush, I've got a
oh,
question to ask.
yeah. I'm ready.
In the stages of grief,
Mm,
Has there been an anger part of you where you wanted to damn throttle Lori?
Um, yeah, but mine are short. All of my phases, I mean, they're not long because I've kept myself immersed in this. I don't spend that much time on each one. I
You don't get angry?
I do get angry. I get pissed off. There's some days when I'm just like, I mean, I should not even, that's why I don't come on here,
Because you've
you
got to
know,
get
because
angry
I'm
in order to
angry.
be in
Yes.
those grief stages. You've got to be angry at some point, whether it's short or long, whether
Yeah.
it's a million times. You've got to get angry at some point in the grief
All
process.
right, now I wanna get even.
Well, I'll tell you how I could get even. Take my ass down to Pocatello Women's Prison when she
Well,
goes back there after the Arizona
okay, okay.
stuff. And go on into the Pocatello Women's Prison and pay off. I mean, I got enough money.
Thank
I'll
you.
pay off some of the
Right.
damn correctional officers, and I'll get in a room with her, and she'll be on one of end of the table, and I'll be on the other, and she's got
Yeah.
like that little, what, the handcuff that's cuffed to the little hook
She
there,
wouldn't even need it.
and then I damn waylay. Has anyone ever heard the term waylay?
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
waylay that woman and they could put me in jail. I promise you, I'd get
Yeah.
out in at least 2 or 3
I'm
days.
sure everybody here has their own little scenario where they do this because I've read comments, where they're just like, "Well, da, 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 da." I get it. I get it. There's when this first happened and, she was extradited and when mom and Larry and I'm like, "How the hell did y'all not stick y'all's freaking legs out at least and trip the bitch?" How did you do that?
Do you
How
remember
did
when
you
Lori?
refrain?
Do you remember when Lori was walking through there with her dang
Yeah,
ankle cut and she hit the
with her
wall and
nose in the
did that little
oh,
video?
I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I could
Well,
picture it. I mean,
I've
it's like
got
I was there.
the whole catalog on private. If you ever wanted to add it to your channel, I've already given it to you, but you've not
I
asked.
would love to.
So.
I would love that.
Like
I
have a
mean
little section, KJ section
yeah,
when I'm gone.
I know, and I
Can
mean,
you
I
do
don't
that
wanna
for me?
ask you on here, but I kinda will just ask you on here because, you do it to me, so Imma do it to you. But, I mean, so I really don't understand, like, how this'll work. I know there's a lot of channels that are doing, like, backup channels, and, I mean, I already have over 500 videos on this channel alone. And I don't know if they're doing it because it's separate. Just I'm talking about the streaming platform, okay? But you don't know about that. The StreamYard, that's what we're on right now. And it gives you like so many hours, that you can keep, although it streams it to YouTube. Anyways, so I don't know if starting a back channel or whatever the hell, a trial channel.
Take my 200 plus videos and put them on your platform
I
under a
could.
video.
I don't know how that would work, but what I wanted to I mean, we'll toggle around that,
I
but
mean,
I
I'll
think
work it out, whatever you need
yeah,
to come up
I
with,
think
because you're the
this
guy
would
that
work
I don't
hand
know
in
anything
hand
about.
with it actually, because I've this is how I see it, like on Mormon discussions, that's the only thing I can really bank it on right here to see how the umbrella works, but basically, difficult research is the main channel, okay? But then you can add users to StreamYard. Which goes through YouTube. It's just a medium, that's all. And you can have a KJ in the Ray, and it just would go here under your own umbrella. It wouldn't go
Well, I don't. I mean, if
it's so easy.
my catalog, I'm talking about if I do this, my catalog, the whole thing, it's all under private now.
Yeah,
But it
all
would
that.
go, it would absolutely go to you. And I don't know how we would download that for you, but I don't want to go through anything where, because it's not going to be a continuation.
It's a lot too. As you've done a lot of videos, a lot of work, a lot. I've done it with you. That's the cool thing. The other day when you were going over I know I'm veering off, but the other day when you were just the way you were mulling it over with everybody about this, deputy general, whatever, attorney general, and I mean, I was
The
just
deputy
like,
attorney,
"Yeah, yes, yes." I mean, just the way you were it might not even made sense at the time, okay? Because that's what you're doing. You're just like, well, you're asking all these little questions that jog sometimes, you know what I mean? You're just like, "Whoa, where are
all
you
I've
going
ever
with that?"
all I've ever wanted was for people to use their own brains and their own minds to make up their own minds about stuff. They don't have to agree with me.
Yeah.
They what I'm saying is that people need to think when it comes to justice.
Yeah, they
I
don't. I
just
mean,
oh,
and
I've
that's the
seen
sad
this
part.
before in a
Did
different
you think about it though, really, until it affected you? You know?
it
I
had
mean, really.
affected me from day one, Crush, or I would have never ended up where I'm at now.
Well, I asked because of your brother, you know? I mean, and I don't mean to bring it
Talk
up, you
about
know,
my
don't.
brother. I
Okay,
can't
okay,
do that.
okay. That's okay. But I
I
mean,
mean,
I
I'm through the grief process with my brother, but what I'm saying is if there's no way that I can take my brother's murder and say, okay, I want to learn something from all these murders that happened in this case.
yeah,
Because your family and the victims in your family deserve their own
yeah,
separate thing.
get that.
It's different, not just in what happened, but we're talking about Crescia. I mean, this is your family, which comes me to another question.
Okay.
How is Kay and Larry and your children and your extended family? How is everyone doing right now? If you can share that, you can do that in a general way.
Mm, I'm not sure. I mean, I talked to mom the other day when Jason was in the hospital, and, I was telling her about how I mean, we were just texting each other, right? And she asked about Jason, and I was like, "Oh, he's actually in the hospital. He's been in the hospital since Wednesday," and this was, like, Friday. And,
I,
anyway, so I was
I'm
telling her
not
about some
you.
she was like, "Well, she's got COVID again, so she's on the mend from she's recouping from that." She's like, "I don't feel bad. I don't feel good." But, I mean, as far as this, no, we don't really talk about it.
That what I'm saying is you shouldn't have to share anything that goes on privately with your family.
Mhm.
I get that. I just want to know if you can say that as your family as a whole,
Oh.
are y'all hopeful? Is or do y'all feel like justice
Mm.
served? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to ask for specifics.
Oh. Well, um, like,
Is
our
every
gut feeling, how do we feel about Chad, basically? How is this gonna go?
right?
Kinda. The consensus has been since the very beginning, and I'm just saying this because 'cause we've not had to revisit it, okay? And, I mean, we do see each other enough to where we would revisit it because it was so very important. It is very important. I say this because in the very beginning of this, when I think mom and Larry came by and I was outside and, I didn't wanna ask, but I I just asked. And I was like, "What is your gut feeling?" Actually, I was gonna tell mom what my feeling was about Chad and Lori and justice, okay? Getting justice. And then I stopped from telling her how what I thought, and I was like, "Well, how do you and Larry feel?" You know? In your gut, in your heart, how do you feel like this is going to play out? And she was like, "Oh, I don't doubt it one bit." I mean, and that's it, you know? I mean, the rest is it's on them. They did this, and here you go. Here's your bed. Now lay in that bitch. Sorry, but and I mean, that's just where we dropped it, you know? It's not even a question. It's not even a topic. It don't even fly up on our radar. I don't know why. I
Maybe
because they've really
so
buried
hurtful.
themselves.
It's maybe because it's so hurtful for y'all to
Mm,
sit and discuss it and all
no,
that.
no,
Maybe
no. It's not like
give
that.
you a
It's a shortness, like, we don't have to worry about that. It's gonna be done. Justice, we don't have to worry about it. I mean, they're guilty. They're guilty, and I mean, that Imma speak for me. They're guilty. All day, every day, all the way to doomsday.
which brings me to the next question. And what do you think overall about Rob Wood?
Hmm, okay, and now I met this man, okay? It was so important for me to meet this man. It was so important for me to shake his hand, to look him in the eyes, to really, read him, you know what I mean? Like, just get the Rob vibe. I wanted to see and feel what he thought about things, and he told me that, "These are our kids," and it just made me feel good, but I think I had my blinders up. I really do, and I hate to say that, but I really don't trust anybody. I really don't, and this process has led me to this kinda thinking, and it's bad. When you were like, "Oh my god," about the cynical thinking? Oh my god. I'm right there, sister. So, I don't and then I'm like, "You know what? No," because as soon as I give people the benefit of the doubt, oh god, and I've done that. I've given the benefit of the doubt, but the ethics of it, I'm just thinking this is my thinking as a layperson who doesn't know crap about law, okay? I mean, besides just learning, armchair with y'all. Um, if your case is solid, this is just my thinking. If your case is solid, try that mother effer, okay? Try
But
it. Don't sit there and teeter-totter with it, and don't be putting out things saying, to Melanie Gibb, allegedly, possibly saying, "Go make a video and make it a good one." No, no, and don't, I'm not accusing, it just feels not right. It feels like there's a big old protection of the church, who is its own entity. It's an entity, not a person. It's not a victim in this, you
which
know, and
which
it's interjected itself,
do
and then it's navigated.
I've got to
Maybe
ask,
y'all don't see. I do.
gotta ask a question. I'm going to ask the question.
I don't know. I might run a lot of people off, but
Here's another question.
mm,
How can a church be protected if you've got man's law?
by its man, all its men's. I'm just picking. If it has man's law, what do you mean?
What I'm
Simplify that
saying
for me.
is not everyone is going to. Do you think that nobody is going to look at this case from
Oh
a
god, yeah.
with? I mean, they're going to be
Not when it counts. Not
case.
when it counts. I
I
don't think.
do not believe that there's going to be any injustice when it comes to hiding anything from the church, but that's just me.
Mm,
What I'm saying is there are people, Crescia, that are not affiliated at all, that have no axe to grind, nothing,
mm-mm.
and they're looking at this case, and they are high powered people in the legal field that are watching this, everything from the freaking
It
lawyers
is interesting.
association and everything else.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought
You
about that
have
before.
They're all on board, and I just don't believe that. I believe that just as the hussy got convicted, and she deserves every damn thing she got, and really, if it wouldn't have been for her mental illness, I would say she.
Alleged mental illness. That's one of those things where I just don't know. I and it's a gut feeling. I've said it. My parents said it at the time too. She's crazy, but she's not that kind of crazy. I don't think she ever went, I think maybe they housed her there. I'm just saying, this is my conspiracy. They housed her there just to remind her who's the daddy, okay? And what you're going to do and how you're going to testify or not testify. You're just going to shut up because you took a blood oath. you know? This thing is so deep and it's so convoluted and voluminous and it's so stepped on and there's so many other people who are freaking who know because they may have participated.
Oh, they did. They
Okay. Just I
participated.
have to be, legally it's gross. It's so gross. And when look, I get emails whenever I get comments on my videos, right? And I just happened to run across one from I don't know, somebody was looking at my Melanie Gibb video or audio where, she was telling Sherry Dowdle, you know, I guess a dry run with her story and how she just she was just practicing her story, in my opinion, to make it a good video, so to speak, with Nate Eaton. That was just like a practice run. Okay.
I,
She
I'm
didn't know that was going to be
disappointed. I'm
published.
disappointed if Nate Eaton played a part in that.
Me too. Because really, when you go back and you watch it, and I mean, that's what I'm saying. When there's a church being protected over children, over an innocent church member, uh, and who Chad was he was serving a calling in the church, but nobody tells you that. He was serving a calling, okay? He was a ward clerk. Guess where the ward clerk works, Under the bishop. Guess who the bishop was? Okay. I don't know. I can't prove it because I wasn't there, and there sure is nobody talking. And this is where it separates me from all the good people whom I love right there in Rexburg who are affected by this, who just will not to actually see that and recognize that means it's gonna have to break down their belief system. And I mean, good God, I don't ever want to break down anybody's belief system. That has not been my that bothers me so much
You
because
you can't break down anyone's belief system, but I can tell
no,
you what will break down someone's belief system.
learning the truth.
Yeah, and knowing that whatever a person believes, they got to back that shit up.
Yeah. And I
And
mean, it
there's nothing
sucks.
to back up, and they can fall on their faith all they want.
I know.
If
And I
you
mean,
make a
again,
conscious
that
decision to
doesn't
believe in something that isn't real,
it doesn't
then
associate
that's
with
your
God.
damn that's your I mean,
Okay.
my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there. And it's been aggravating. It's been frustrating. And I mean, I've just been kind of like, oh God, who wants to do that? Who wants that job? I don't. I don't. Never did. This is not my job. It's broke down my belief system. You know what I mean? Like I've just wow. I've had to like check my entire world. Okay. This is just it's your whole worldview gets screwed up. And you know, thank you, Chad. Thank you, Lori.
I don't know that your whole world gets screwed up, Crush. I think you just come to a place where you start seeing things for what they are, and maybe, and I'm just hypothesizing here, that people they just live life, and as long as it's not hurting them or
Right.
bothering them or anything, well, I'll tell you what,
I
I
was like that.
speak for myself. My brother was murdered in Rowan County, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I know what that feels like. But it could somebody take you, Cresha, and me and put us in a room and say that I hurt more than you
No, it's not about
or
that.
that you hurt more than me?
No, it's not it's never been a
Or
contest.
how what
Yeah.
got us in a room, Cresha? They got us in a room, and because the circumstances are different, that somehow someone
Be
should be hurting or not dealing with it better than the other person. Let me tell you what, or the years, the fact that I'm older than you, Grisha. I
barely.
mean, come on.
Barely. I mean, there's no it's not a competition. Just so many people have said that. They're like, "Well, I lost my mom, or I lost my dad, or I lost my son, or
And
whatever.
each of them are very
And I
painful.
mean, and oh my God, it's not a contest. No, it doesn't matter. Loss is a loss. Is a loss. I don't care how you shave that down. It's a loss. And we all deal with things in our own way. My way's not right. Your way's not right, but it's right for us in the moment. And so, you know, we 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 shouldn't have to apologize for how we grieve. And nobody's asking us to, you know, but
There are
I
people
know
out
that this
right
makes a
now.
lot of people very uncomfortable, and
There,
I
it's
understand.
not just people uncomfortable. There are people out right now that are attacking people and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. And when this is passed and done, and this case is adjudicated, they're
They'll
all
forget
going to
about it.
wish that they would have had a little more freaking dignity and civility in the way that they treat victims' family members. Because
Maybe.
this isn't a freaking show.
Oh, no, it's not. But a lot of people expect you to conduct it that way. This is
Well,
not a
they need to
show.
go
This is
on and
real.
find one of the million other YouTube channels that
Yeah,
will lie to them and give them some freaking tickle in their ears and
yeah.
all that bullshit.
It's all exchanged for
Real.
something, you know?
Get real.
Okay, one thing that I have to say encompasses and touches every aspect of my experience, and it is the word, the act, exploitation. Everybody gets exploited. You I exploit it's just like, not on purpose, but oh my god, you just every freaking avenue of this, nobody is, like, immune to it. And it's like, to what degree? And then, how do I navigate around that? And then how
Well,
do I
what
not be
about what
exploited or let my
about
family be
that?
exploited?
What about this, Crusher? What if there are good things about that and bad things about that?
Right. I
There are
guess it's
good
to
things,
the degree.
good
Mhm.
people out here that it it is,
It's a
I
fine
guess, what
line.
you call exploitation if you want to use that definition, but maybe they're not doing it to
Right.
benefit themselves.
It's a fine line. And some people, they just wham, they go with it, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, I'm not doing that." And I mean, I've thought about this so long and so hard for years. And I mean, you get to the point where I don't even wanna put Tylee and JJ and Charles's picture up, even though they're back there, right? They're right there. But, I mean, on the thumbnails, I hated using Lori and Chad. I hate saying their damn names. I hate looking at them, okay? I'm over it. But everybody in the world does it. And if you don't, you don't get in the out you don't conform, basically. And
Well, I don't
you don't
see
get picked.
conforming. I don't see you conforming. But if you feel like you're conforming, then you need to back up because Krisha, nobody
No.
what you're saying when it comes to conforming is that you're going to do what other people are doing.
No. I mean,
And so,
to an extent, I feel like I have to.
okay,
I
so
don't have to, but I feel like I have to.
Because KJ opened up a channel on YouTube, I'm like all these other people out here that the millions upon millions of YouTube channels, I I'm conforming to what they decided to do.
Actually,
Opening
one
a
thing
channel.
that you've actually really not done, now that I mean, I've thought about it before, but you just put KJ's going live, you never put Chad or Lori Hardly. I mean, if you do, it's rare. But I mean,
But I'm here for a different reason. I'm looking at like 20 or 30
yeah,
people
yeah,
that I'm not looking at all these viewerships. And the
yeah.
only time that I've ever
That's
gotten major
good.
viewerships is because YouTube wants to stick a bunch of freaking trolls
I
on
know,
on the
I
damn channel.
know, and
I
they're aggravating. They are. They will throw a hatchet or ratchet, whatever the hell. I probably said that wrong.
All right. Well, let me just say this because I'm gonna have to leave here in a minute, but I just got to say this. So let me just get this out, okay?
Appreciate you.
For all of you listening tonight, Okay? For all of you that are listening tonight, understand something. She is a victim, but I don't believe that Krisha believes she's a victim. I think she's a survivor, but this is a real life human being that KJ does not seek to exploit. What KJ wants people to understand is that Krisha is truthful and honest and pure and beautiful and loving, and she doesn't see herself in those ways. She don't think bad of herself either. She's strong, she's resilient, she's learned lots of lessons in life. She's going to continue to thrive, going to continue to do all the things that she does. But Krisha needs to understand that she comes first, not in a selfish way. Krisha, the bottom line is you've got to take care of yourself, regardless of how much you love everyone in the world, how you care about other people. You've got to take care of you. And no one's going to say anything if you do not conform to all these people out here. There are too many people on this chat and too many people that have subscribed to you, that care about what you've got to say, that love you, that have been there to be supportive. And I will say this, y'all, if you can, please think about a monetization, because Craig is not going to say it, but I will. I will say that. That shows you where she's at, y'all. She's got a pure heart. She cares about everyone.
Ooh.
The problem is, Cresha, is you care so much about others that sometimes you don't take care of yourself.
No, I don't. Got her. It's true. I don't.
I hope Wayne and I's monetization to you will let off a little pressure for you, even though you don't see it that way. I hope you
understand. It does help. It does.
Whatever happens.
I love you, and I do.
We want you and Jason to know that our door is always open. No, you can call me, text me, and say we're heading away.
We're here,
like king and queen.
I don't even expect that. I swear, if you answered in a bathrobe and your hair in curlers, I'd make you do a skit. Carol Burnett.
Well, I will say this, since you brought up the exploitation and everything.
No. Not ever with you. I'm talking about general. It's weird.
KJ and Mr. Wayne are going to be bringing some crime skits before the trial.
Please.
I hope you'll play them on your channel, because everyone needs a little lightheartedness.
Hey, and everybody needs KJ's.
I'm gonna put the dick on my chin.
Mashed potatoes, y'all.
No, I mean, I'm just playing. No, we're gonna have.
No, you're not. You're not. You probably already have some mashed potatoes forming now.
I'll tell you what, we still have boudin or whatever.
Boudin. It's boudin.
Boudin. I'm sorry. I'm not
Boo and then Dan. Boudin.
Yeah. Well, your mother cooks like freaking. She's freaking.
Yes, she does.
Crocker, man.
No, that's how mom.
Betty Crocker of Louisiana. Man.
That's how my mom grounds. That's how my mom distracts herself. And I'm like, I'm a Taurus. I'm all about it. Right.
Community wall that
Thank you, Chris.
I wanted to meet Sammy Hagar before I died, but I'll tell you this right now. Before I die, I'd love for you and Jason and Kay and Larry and all them to make me a shitload of potato salad. Okay?
Oh, right.
I mean, get it here. I'll eat it.
I'll have to tell mom. She makes it a certain way. I don't care for it. but that's just me. I don't like crunchy.
I'm shocked that you are your mother's daughter and y'all are so much alike, and yet you
Just
don't want to
saying.
make potato salad like your
No,
mother.
I don't like my mom's potato salad because she makes it like my nanny, which is her mom, and then never liked her potato salad, so it's the same potato salad, you know?
What about your what was it? Your grandmother that passed, or who was it?
My nanny.
Your
She couldn't cook. That's about the only thing she could make.
did you ever learn to cook from
Allegedly.
her?
Hell no. I learned to cook from my mom. I don't know where my mom learned to cook because,
Well,
yeah,
it
that was
seems
her
like you
mom,
got
and
Jason doing all the cooking.
yeah, that's it. Get in the kitchen.
You know, it would be like a dream come true if Jason ever cooked a meal at our home for us.
He would.
We
Oh
got a
my
beautiful
god.
kitchen, man. He could go in there. We got every freaking
We've
damn.
seen it, just through your sharing, and, he's probably in there jotting it down, all the
I did
recipes.
all of that just to keep us all together, the Rays and everyone. I
I
always
would
want
love
to
to.
try to keep people guessing and all of that, but
Yeah.
you always stayed so strong and laser focused on what you were doing. And I'm like,
Thank
one
you,
thing
little brands.
trying to do some crazy ass shit, you know?
It's, yeah, it's not easy. You know that. You know that. Everybody here knows that, and it's not easy.
I told you
So
there's been many a times that the Rays have seen me and they're like, poor KJ, she's freaking out.
Hey,
She's
but you're
freaking out.
real. You're
I mean, I'm
real.
serious, y'all. I've been through the freaking ringer in research analysis,
And
and you,
you. I can't stand fake, so
I swear this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
I know. I know
It's
you've
been
been
so
struggling.
rewarding because I've met you and Jason and
I
Caleb.
get it, but it's frustrating. Doesn't mean it's freaking not frustrating because we still have how long? I feel like the groundhog came out or whatever, and we
Crazy.
have 10 weeks of Chad.
2 weeks away is Chad Daybell's trial.
Huh?
2
What?
weeks away is Chad Daybell's trial.
I know. I
And
can't wait. He's gonna be traveling, like, on the 24th. Everybody in Idaho, get your sage ready.
right?
He's
Uh,
gonna have to potty too, translated being and all.
yeah, have you figured out what y'all are gonna do, or are you gonna stream it?
Yes. Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
be there.
saying. I don't know whether to do it on the back channel or not, but that's what I was
No,
gonna
no, no.
proffer you.
It's got to be the headliner. You've got to do that.
Oh, I
Every
mean, I planned
Right,
on it.
and every one of your subscribers would rather be on your channel supporting you and doing all of that. I want to
I
see
hope
that,
so.
to be there to watch, to make comments and all of that.
Well
It's going to
well,
be incredible, and I'm going to be there for you
yeah,
every single
I know.
prayers
I'm
in.
gonna miss those tweets though, y'all. I was at the trial, and I would leave the trial to go outside the trial to pull up KJ reading the tweets from the trial.
Well, this is going to be a visual now, and I'm going to steer clear of it. I'm going to be on your channel in the comments, listening to everyone talk and do all
It's
that.
pretty boring,
Listening
I'll
to
tell you
you.
that. It's boring. Nobody's like, I hope, and I guess this is my only little selfish hope, is that John Pryor really just performs because he's
He's
gonna get on my
going
damn
to.
nerves. He
John
gets on my
Pryor.
nerves, but
John Pryor's going to reveal a lot.
I hope
You wait
so.
and see.
Now, does anybody
Put it
wonder if,
there.
Thomas and Archibald are gonna be there? I'm just picking. Ha, ha, ha.
I'm just saying John Pryor is going to reveal a lot, and I'm not saying that to take up for him or anything like
Wow.
that, but there are so many questions, and these kid gloves that went on for Melanie Gibb, David Warwick,
I
uh
hope like
freaking
hell.
all of these Zulema and all them. John Pryor is going to go to lunch, and he's going to sit down. He's going to unscrew the top of his little flask. He's going to take him a swig, and then he's go in there and he's going to damn rip it wide open.
I hope
And
so.
that's
I
why
mean, that's when I feel like I'm on the
the
defense,
deputy
and
general. That's
I'm
what
just
I think.
team justice, and I mean, that is getting to the bottom, getting to the truth of the matter of why my family members were murdered, why Tammy was murdered, why Joe was probably murdered. I mean, I know Well, Charles, I know, I feel like I have to say them all or I'm gonna explode. But I mean, we all wanna know that. Nobody wants to know that more than I do, trust me. Nobody wants to know that more than Mom and Larry. Nobody. I heard the other well, I won't get you started, but
I understand, but hey, says Carrie Ann says it's going to be a boxing match. And Carrie Ann,
that it is.
well, I've got you on here and I'm gonna bring it up again. I know I look like shit, y'all, but I've been on the road all day. I got back from Bristol, Tennessee. But Carrie
Yeah.
Ann, I haven't forgotten that I'm giving you one of my artworks. The other three
Yay.
going to be auctioning off on Difficult Research, Cresha K. Easton. We're going to auction those other three, but Cresha, I told Carrie Ann a long time ago that one of those was going to her, and Carrie Ann is
True.
going to you.
Okay.
You've got to
Yeah.
get her, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
also, Cresha, uh, Fancy Nancy. I got a little tumbler that I made for her that says
Okay.
in the Ray with Tennessee. She was supposed to send you her address so that I could get that so I could send it, and it's been forever, and I haven't heard from anything, and I apologize because I know that's the last thing on your mind
No. I
right now.
mean, it's fine. You have to be like, "Hey, don't forget to check your email."
Yeah, find
I
out. Will
orbit.
you find out Fancy Nancy's address and send it to my
Yeah,
phone
I
so
will.
get
We
that
sound like some old
art?
biddies, huh?
Yeah, Carrie
We're
Ann,
like some boomers.
I'm going to send you that art. The one
That's
on the
awesome.
wall in the chat room there. You know which one I'm talking of. It's very important to me,
Yeah,
and I'll give that to you, Carrie Ann, for all the
I
time
think that's sweet.
in there for Cresha. You've
That's sweet.
always, even in the middle of your life, and just like all the rest of y'all have given your precious time and every
Oh,
just it's just a
I'm
labor of love,
what?
and I just thank y'all
Y'all
so
deserve
much.
a freaking medal for real. Like, just I mean, the doom and the gloom and the blah, you know? I mean, God bless y'all, for real. I mean, y'all are some freaking troopers.
John Shepherd, it says, how long does it take to pick a jury? Well, this
Uh,
is a death penalty case, and they're going to start out jury selection on April 1st. It should go for at least a couple of days, not just one day of jury selection, because they've got to do they've got to go through all these people. How many people have not heard of this high profile case? And that's not to say that people that have heard of it do not get to sit on a jury. It's just they've got to kind of weed that out and understand that. So that's a good question. It should
yeah,
take April 1st, maybe a little bit in April 2nd,
but
but
yeah,
make no mistake, y'all, this is an 8-week trial, and we need to be here for Cresha. We
that's
need to be there for her ups and downs and everything. And Cresha, honey, when he's found guilty, whether it's death
oh,
penalty,
I'll be
life
there.
in
I'll fly
prison,
my ass up there. I know
there
I
ain't
have to have
gonna
some
be there,
points or something left
there isn't
over.
gonna be any burning of the effigy of Chad Daybell. There's gonna be
Alright,
something else in your family's honor that I'm gonna be doing. I'm spending a lot of freaking money on.
don't do it just to burn
Getting
it, no.
that it's gonna be good. So, and it's going to be in honor of all of y'all. And it's not exploitation, because when the case is adjudicated, the channel is gone, y'all. There isn't going to be any Arizona for KJ. There's not going to be any of that. It's
I don't
over
blame
and
you.
done with.
I don't blame you. I'm looking for the breath of fresh air to go to Arizona, right? Just to have somewhere new to go.
No,
Nothing
you
against
need to
Idaho. I
be
love
there.
Idaho. It's
You need to,
beautiful.
oh, no, you've got to be there for your Uncle Charles, for
I
God's
know. I
sake.
know. No, yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah,
I'll be visiting your channel, and
in
whatever
Arizona
I
with you.
do, whatever I will be glad to do it. Again, my catalog, I've already given it to you since the
Thank
burning
you.
of the effigy of the
I'm
hussy.
honored.
So
I
just
am.
understand that, okay? No matter how you react, no matter what you do, don't you ever, ever, ever conform to anyone else but Cresha K. Easton
I
of
haven't done it.
Difficult Research.
My mom's been trying to get me to conform since I was what 45 years ago. So
Yeah, well, love always wins.
yeah, it does, right? It does. Thank God. Thank
Well, with
God.
that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love
Love
you,
you.
Trisha. I'm here if you want to bounce any ideas off with me. I'll be, you know how you're the only one with my cell phone number. So whatever, you've got my email and my cell phone number. So if you need me, you know
Yeah.
where I'm at. I want
Uh,
all of y'all to know on here
we
how much
love you.
I love you and how much I love you for the fact that you've been there for Kresha, because she is the priority. She is the best of the best.
Mm,
And I have all faith and confidence in you, Kresha. Even your bad days, you show us all. And I love you.
I love you too. Love always
Good
wins.
night, everybody, and keep
Thank
on
you so much.
looking.
We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. Hey guys. Oh, that was so sweet. Really, I had a headache though before we even came on. Yeah. So it's starting to hammer the front part of my head, right? Um, so I've been seeing y'all's comments and uh, y'all are just way too kind. Really, way too kind. I don't really know where this goes, and that's the scary part. Uh, But you know how they say, when you're unsure, when just everything is just so unsure around you, it's usually when you're about to, make a big growth or you know what I mean, like overcome something really big. That's what it feels like. So it's nerve-wracking. And then I don't like change, but then here I am gonna usher it in, right? Somebody's gonna usher some stuff in. But it won't be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Fortunately, right? I'm not ready for that. I mean, or whatever. It's whatever. It's important to a lot of people, and I don't quite understand it. I've got a good understanding, but I don't quite understand it all the way. Um, I know that Chad's doomsday is fast. It's quickly approaching. Y'all know that. Y'all have known that the whole time. We've been like, "Oh, there's a doomsday a brewing, and it's gonna be yours." And I mean, really, I don't know. I don't know. It's nothing that anybody has done. They need a big fat mirror, you know, and just put it in front of their faces because that's who they have to thank, in my opinion. I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine being in jail or prison or anything as constricting as that. That gives me like I'm like Joel on Surviving the Survivor. I'm like with the prison. Okay, it freaks me out. Um, there's a whole microcosm in the prison system, and they're going to adapt well. They're going to do good. I mean, just from their upbringing in Mormonism, that's just my opinion. You know, um, I think they're gonna fare well. And I mean, I have my thoughts, but I'll keep them to myself. Um, oh, thank you, Soul's Eye. Yeah, I saw that earlier. I just couldn't comment. Appreciate that so much. And Fish Face 123 is I'm late tonight, but are you? Crush going? No, it's expensive. It's expensive and I was like a fish out of water. I mean, whoa. And mm, I like rebuke my body rebukes the courtroom. Okay? Because when I go, I'm like everything's on. And I mean, I'm watching. You'd swear I have 18 eyes, okay? Because I'm watching everything at the same time, taking it all in. And I mean, like the smallest noise, movement, I'm on like overdrive or whatever you call it. All sensories are on. And I don't, I mean, Lori was right there, jury was right there. I didn't even look at people that were in attendance, really. I felt bad because Kathy Brooks from Left Undone, of course, we got to the courtroom whenever the verdict was in for Lori. And I mean, like, Jason had a stroke and everything, so it's not as quick as he used to be. Okay. So we got to go a little slower. And I weigh a lot more than I used to. Okay. So we're like trying to get up to the courthouse. We got there just in time. Got courtroom daddy to open the door. Okay. We slipped in and then they were like, all rise. And we're like, oh shit. Anyways, but I mean, so afterwards, after they read the verdict or whatever, and there's that picture of mom and Rob Wood. There's a picture of Larry Huggins. I don't even know who that lady was, but um, and we were just like, what? Like, yay. Really happy about that. And Kathy Brooks came behind me, and tapped on my shoulder, and I was like, oh my God. And I got to hug her, and I just feel like a shortchanged, I would have loved to spend a lot more time with just people, but I was a fish out of water, big time. If I had Jason up there, and kids still have school and everything, so my daughter's graduating this year. I'm not gonna miss that. And then Ashlyn is gonna go up there a few days, so might just go at the same time that she goes. I would love to introduce my daughter to those of you who are in Idaho who are going to be there. She was the closest to these three back here. Um, and oh, really? She spent summers, and Lori told Ashlyn that she was special, and enough to make you want to cold cock her a little bit just for that, right? I know my daughter's special, Hooker. Don't need you to tell me. Mm, it is cranberry juice. Anyways, but so I thought I had Kathy Brooks' phone number, and she's really the only creator. I say only, not only, but really, she's the only creator. She's a channel member, and she's been subscribed for a long time. And I just really appreciate her for that, because she's her support, her, people who say they were supporting the victims, and I'm not a victim, but I am a family member of the victims. And this very much has hijacked my life. Uh, I mean, just as my, it took away these three right here. It took away a lot of things from a lot of people in my family. Um, I'll never forgive them for that. And I'm talking about Chad and Lori. Sorry. I'll never forgive them for that. Um, I'm not saying, anyways, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot on my brain right now. But they've hijacked so much happiness. So my parents they've never been the same. I've never been the same. My brother has never been the same. JJ's real mom, his birth mom, she died over the course of this. My grandmother died. My uncle died. My other uncle. My dad, my stepdad, who raised me, who's Todd's dad. It just it really does hinder your life. And I'll never understand this part. It's weird. It's weird. Um Lori, she was my aunt. And that's just weird to say. you know um I don't get to be an aunt anymore, and anyways, it just goes to show you that's all I'm saying. But anyway, so the whole point of that was to say that, Kathy Brooks left undone. She has been a woman of her word, or she doesn't just talk about it, she actually does it. And I appreciate that more than anything. So I would love to maybe have her on, because y'all got to go see the last video she did. Chad according to Chad, okay, on Left Undone. It's an 8-minute video, just this last one, and she's pulling up stuff that I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen that before. It's articles that Chad wrote in 1991, okay? Grocery store, uh, love, romance, grocery store. I don't know, something like that. Y'all know I'm not good with recalling things. But anyways, yeah. You wonder why you're crying, right? And thank you, Lo, for being here. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I do. You guys are awesome. I really, we're an hour. Well, we're an hour and 5 minutes into this. I really don't know what to talk about. I was going to talk about um, how, uh, not that I feel like I have to talk about or come up with anything. Really, I've just been winging it the past few times, that I've come on. I usually try to have something, but I'm depleted. I really am, and I'm just being honest with you. And I mean, for two scumbags, and friends, they really do. They're bottom feeders, so even indirectly, they suck the life out of you if you let them. One of my things was, though, and I was thinking about this quite a few weeks ago, and I was like, do I want to do this? How do I do this? I want to take my life back. And I mean, I really do want to take my life back. I want to take the control back, or the power. I want to snatch it right out of their hands. Okay. And I want it back, because it wasn't theirs to take in the first place. Okay. It was not theirs. And so I've gained like a whole person. Okay. I feel it in my face, my neck. I mean, okay, I'm not going to sit here and dog myself, but it is what it is. And so I was like, how about getting fit for a trial, right? And I mean, I don't know what that means. I mean, even if I just do a couple laps, okay, or just around my house, that'd be more than I have done, because I've been, stuck to the devices and the updates and the this and the that, and every little move uh they make. And I want to take that back. I want to get my health back, because I mean, really, it's my life depends on it. Okay. And so I don't know if anybody is interested in that. We'll do it together. If you want to, if you don't, I get it. If you just, whatever. I don't even know what it is yet, or how we can keep track of that. But I mean, we're going to be watching the trial. We're going to be sitting down. Okay. It's going to suck. My butt hurts. Literally, my butt hurts. Okay. So I want to take the power back. I don't want them to control my life anymore. And they have. They have. I can lie to myself and say that they haven't, but I'd be lying to myself, right? So I just want to get fit for trial. And however that looks, I don't really have the answers, but maybe not as chunky, okay? Maybe walking. There's a park right there, and just any exercise, anything, Okay, bring your phones with you, but we got to get moving. We do. Oh, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me too. I know I need a treadmill, but if I did, it would just have my clothes on it, just like everybody else's. Treadmills, become a room ornament. I have a inverter, okay, to stretch and pop my back and my hip. I have a horrible hip problem, okay. I wonder why. I mean, come on. Whew. But yeah, it's nuts. I look at pictures of before or even just in the beginning, and I'm like, good God, girl. I don't remember looking in the mirror for a long time. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you got to look in the mirror every now and then. Before I came on, I was like, is that base that's turning my hair like gray or is that really gray? You know, it makes you wonder right here. I was like, oh, hell. Jason just nods his head. He's like, no, no, baby, you're just now going gray. He's a good sport. Lying's not good though. You rub butts, so does Jason. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop, bro. He's a hands-on dude, right? Oh, anyways, I know that went way south real quick, but anyway, so if anybody wants to do that with me, if anybody wants to get fit for trial, and just whatever, breathe, get some air, get out, you know, make it I'm not really good with competing, but um, huh. Have you ever heard the song Take Your Power Back by Nako, I think, and Medicine for the People? Probably not because I can't even say it. I'm going to look it up though, Soul's Eye. I'm going to look it up. Did y'all hear that song that I played? And I mean, I just made a video just to play the song because it was a good song. I was like, oh my God. I don't know if I like the song or don't like the song. But let me go grab it so I can play that while I talk about the Hydra cult, right? Because we know there's a cult or whatever. There's a cult. We just don't know who's all in the cult. I don't know if a cult just consists of 2 people. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I mean, we all know this is where I have dug since difficult research is the name of my channel, right? So that's what I'm doing. Let me get to my channel. I just want to play this for you guys. Okay. Oh, I was just humming that song that Tylee hummed, I think. Yeah, that's crazy. Out of nowhere. There you go. See, they talk through us sometimes. Okay, let's see. All right. And I'm just, you can just, this'll just kind of, just listen to the song. And I'm gonna go grab some stuff.
Down at the bottom of the sea, I'm just stuck here in a dream. Don't know if I made it back home, if I made it back, if I made it back home. At the bottom of the ocean, I stay down, but I don't know if I made it back home, if I made it back, if I made it back.
The point is that after making a mistake, we need to face up to it. We need to tell the truth. That is integrity, telling the truth and honoring promises no matter the consequences.
Ah. I'm just still. Little far, dream, dream, dream. Down at the bottom of the sea, I'm just stuck here in a dream. Don't know if I made it back home, if I made it back, if I made it back home. At the bottom of the ocean, I stay down, down. But I don't know if I made it back, if I made it back, if I made it back. Oh, no. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm just stuck here. I'm just stuck. Little far, dream, dream, dream.
Okay. Sorry about that. It was long. Right? What the hell's on top of my eye here? Yeah, okay. All right. So thank y'all for just hanging in there. Okay. So what this was a Facebook post that was on um uh energy healing exposed, right? And I always come back to this. I always have, always will, because there's something there. It's not fleshed out, so to speak. Let me make sure I have this right. Yeah, I do. Okay, so okay, let me try that again. Whoa. Hello. Okay, yeah. Something like that, right? And so what I just copied and pasted it into here. But it's somebody in that on that Facebook group, LDS Exposed, energy healing exposed, right? And it's been pretty nail on the head, right? Okay. We'll go over it together. It's due to all the craziness surrounding the ongoing Chad Daybell case, the word cult is being thrown out a lot. A lot of people are mistaken in thinking that the cult in question is the LDS Church. Well, let's just continue. Though family of Lori Vallow's late husband have said it's the Preparing a People group that they are referring to. I myself have jokingly said there's a doomsday cult within the church. As people start looking into this, you hear things tossed out about whether or not Chad Daybell is the leader of this cult. The thing about this is, this group is centered around an ideology more than one person. Yeah. We had one person say to us that this is a Hydra cult. There's many heads on this beast, and when you cut off one head, two more pop up in its place. I completely agree with this statement. I think we can all agree on this statement right now, for sure. The ideology of this group has formed over time thanks to the additions of each new head that has popped up on this Hydra. The oldest idea I know of is the idea surrounding the quote unquote call out. A man named Roger K. Young started a pay for forum called AVAL, another voice of warning. It's now owned by a man named Christopher Perrett, where people could share their dreams and visions and discuss all things call out and preparedness related. Dreams and visions, all the weird stuff, right? Believers of the call out believe that before the tribulation period in the book of Revelation happens, a righteous group of members will be asked to leave their homes and life behind and travel to special mountain camps set up by the LDS Church through the mountains of the Intermountain West. Y'all, this is coming up the April 8th eclipse is coming up, and it's a big, big pathway to totality. It crosses over the 7 Salems, okay? Salem, Idaho, being in there, okay? This is a big thing, okay? So people are gonna start nutting up really bad. Just keep your eyes out and calm everybody else down. Okay. Okay, set up okay, there are variations of exactly how this will happen, but most talked about it happening during a special Sunday meeting at church. That right there, y'all, tells me the church is, I don't know. That doesn't say the temple. Never mind. I was gonna say the only thing that really happens that I think the call out is, honestly, this is my best conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it. I really think that they took part in a second anointing. That's just me. I know everybody has their own little credentials and of how it's supposed to go, but I do believe that's the call out. Okay, only those who meet the requirements are invited to attend. Okay, the requirements vary from being a totally active member of the church to having a temple recommend, to having a year's supply of food, storage, and other supplies, including a nice tent. They claim those that attend this meeting will be given special instruction via a broadcast to all the churches from the prophet, capital P. They will be given the rest of the day to gather their preps, which would be picked up the next day in large semis and hauled to the camps. As the members get on special buses to take them to these camps. Oh, they're special. All right. Anyways, I'm just, for anybody who just even remotely believes this, what would a multi-billion dollar corporation want with your things? Okay. That's first critical thinking right there. Okay. It's just like, no, it's not just who's special or who meets requirements. It's not by, it shouldn't be by your, what is it? Your acts or oh my God, your works or whatever. Okay. This is false. And this has gotten a lot of people in a lot of debt, a lot of divorce, a lot of death, a lot of destruction. It is a doomsday cult, in my opinion, with these kind of beliefs, okay? All right. Okay, and it says they will be given the rest of the day to get their preps together. It's okay. As the members get on special buses taking them to camps. All right. Chad Daybell is a big believer of the quote unquote call out and wrote a series of last day fan fiction novels about it. The belief surrounding a call out does not come from LDS doctrines, but instead comes from visions people have claimed to have had. One of the biggest contributors to this was a woman named Sarah Manette, who claims she had an NDE during a failed S attempt. Roger K. Young promoted the book Sarah Monet wrote quite heavily on AVAL. Sorry, it's chopped up. I'm chopped up. Okay, I believe her book is still available for purchase on AVAL, as are Chad Daybell and Julie Rose. Now, I've read I have not purchased books, but I've read Sarah Manette's PDF, okay? And I mean, it's I don't know what it is. It don't move me, okay? I'm just like, yeah, okay. It sucks that you had a near-death experience. It really does. I'm not here to pick that apart or anything. But I think some people like Chad Daybell have created a near-death experience. And I mean, I've heard it in his own words where Chad defines a near-death experience as anybody who has ever suffered trauma. Okay. And it makes me go back to that, the text chains and everything between him and Lori and Melanie Plowski and others, where he's saying it's not that easy to get someone's spirit out of their body. Okay. I don't know what it is, but it gives me bad David Hamblin vibes. Okay. Where David Hamblin, the whole thing is to create parts, okay? And that all goes hand in hand with the government agencies. And anyways, trauma, it makes you conform, okay? Fear, it makes you conform. You don't think straight, you don't act right, you're just like, okay, you're more likely to just, run with the sheep, okay? So it's a little frightening in that sense. But it just makes me think about the whole getting Tammy out of her body, okay? And I now wonder about Alex Cox and the whole point of shooting at Tammy, okay? I mean, I've joked all these years and was like, "Shit shot McGee," right? Right? But I wonder if the point of that was to scare her, to fracture her memory, you know what I mean? Her mind or whatever the hell they do. Trauma base, okay? To force her spirit out of her body, so to speak. I don't know. I'm just trying to interpret some rejects. But it makes me wonder. Okay, Roger K. Young promoted this book. Okay, all right. Because of the nature of the call out ideology, because of the nature of the call out ideology, AVAL, because a forum mostly dedicated to preparedness and the study of eschatology, along with a heavy reliance upon the dreams and visions the members of the forum would share. AVAL wasn't the only forum of this type, but the call out idea went out from AVAL to other forums. Okay. In 2006, a man named Denver Snuffer wrote a book called The Second Comforter. All right. In it, he claimed to have had one-on-one visitation with Christ and gained his calling and election. Calling and election made sure it goes hand in hand with your second comforter, which is seeing Christ in the flesh in the temple. Okay. And I think this is code for, hey, I've had my second anointing, here. Anyways, that's my take. He then began teaching his formula to others so they could too get this as well. So did Mike Stroud, right? His works became popular among these prepper forums. As time went on, Snuffer became more and more hostile to the leadership of the LDS Church, probably because he had a second anointing, I'm thinking. And then he was just like, F you. I mean, I don't know. It's a theory. Just a theory. And it's kind of like, well, if you're going to, give me this experience or this label, right? Because that's what the Church of the Firstborn is. It's just a label. It's not an actual physical church. It's not. That bullshit story from David, Warwick about, and I was there for that. I was there I was in the courtroom whenever David was spewing all that shit. And Lori looked like she was about to come out of her chair. Okay. I was about to come out of my pew too and just slap the shit out of him. But anyways, I took a brisk walk after that. Because it's bullshit and we are dumb. We are just like acting as if these people have any inkling of integrity. They don't. They're liars. In my opinion, that's my opinion. They've given me nothing to go on. Nothing but doubt. In my opinion, they formulated their story according to the evidence that came out at that time. And then they got their story straight. And then they ran with it. And they're still running with it. And anyways, it's just disgusting. But anyway, so I always lose my spot. All right, his works became popular among these prepper forums. As time went on, Snuffer became more and more hostile to the leadership of the LDS Church. In 2013, Denver Snuffer was excommunicated. During this Denver Snuffer brouhaha on these forums, another book rose in popularity. This book is called Visions of Glory. God, do we know that, huh? Visions of Glory came out in 2012 and are the visions of near-death experiences. Oh, I'm sorry, and near-death experiences of a man called Spencer, real name Thomas Harrison. The visions mostly surround the end of the world and Spencer's special role in it. A commonality you'll see amongst all the Hydra heads of these groups. They all claim some special role or mission. The book was written by a man named John Pontius, who is an author many members of the LDS Church revere. Visions of Glory is beloved by most in these groups, even though there are some big doctrinal errors. John Pontius died, and so Spencer, I'm going to say Tom Harrison, pushed the blame for the errors, and he does, on Pontius. And Pontius became, in my opinion, Tom Harrison's scapegoat. A lot of these, once they're done with you, it's this pattern of this narcissism. And it's like, once they are done with you, if you are of no use to them anymore, you are a piece of trash. Okay. And they don't look back. And I mean, the same thing for Lori, same thing for it's the same like-minded behavior, in my opinion. The visions mostly surround the end of the world and Spencer's Tom's special role in it, right? Think about Tim Ballard. Okay. I mean, he's the chosen one. And I do think Tim Ballard very much is, again, I think that Tim Ballard is the main event. And that's scary because I think what Chad and Lori did was just an offshoot, so to speak, of what Tim Ballard is doing. Okay. That's just my opinion right now. Okay, a commonality. Okay, They all claim a special role or mission. Oh, the book was written by him. Oh, I already said all this. Even though there are some big. Okay, I already said all that. All during this time, a member of AVAL who went by the avatar Fellow Dreamer. I do have Julie Rose's number, and we do plan on talking. So I have a lot of questions. Okay, and I mean, all I can do is ask, right? Okay, she would corroborate things like the call out and things in Visions of Glory and say she too had the same visions. She would also rip things out of the headlines and claim that she saw that as well. Fellow Dreamer intrigued Chad Daybell, who got in contact with her, and together they wrote her near-death experience book. Fellow Dreamer is a woman named Julie Rowe. Her first NDE is called A Greater Tomorrow. Her book began very popular, not just among members of AVAL, but it spread all over LDS Facebook groups. People were giving copies of her book when they went visiting teaching. It was still VT back then. That's exactly what Melanie Gibb is. She was a home visiting teacher. Okay. People were giving copies. Okay. They gave copies to all their family members. I had been a member of many LDS Facebook groups and forums, and I had never seen anything like this. Not only did Julie Rowe bring her visions about a call out to a wider audience, but she was a student of Bradley Nelson and an emotion code practitioner. He wrote the book, literally the books. Okay. And so Zalima was a student also. Oh, excuse me. Many women from these groups got into energy healing because Julie Rowe, okay, nobody can make you do anything. I'm just going to say that. Said God told her it was good in her NDE, and also that it was special healing gift saved for us in the last days to help heal people when we were in the mountain camps. Well, we're not in the mountain camps, okay? So knock that shit off. To help heal people when they were in the mountain. Okay. Julie Rowe was excommunicated last year. She is a huge proponent of the idea of multiple mortal probations. Okay. This is the silliest thing ever. An LDS version of reincarnation. The thing about Rowe is she tends to jump on bandwagons of something someone else in the group teaches. It seems MMP, multiple probations, is popular amongst many heads of the Preparing a People Hydra cult, right? Chad Daybell also met another man claiming to be a visionary on AVAL. His name is Hector Sosa. Daybell published his visions as well. There are so many heads in this hydra. You have a man named Avraham Gileadi, who is a wannabe church scholar and has spread the idea that there will be a latter-day Davidic servant who will come from outside the church leadership to set things straight. That's interesting. To set things straight. That's exactly the same language right there that David Warwick with Melanie Gibb with their stupid email, the zombie email, the infamous Reddit email, which is something my mom got from Nate Eaton, okay? And I mean, it was the same thing. It was just, anyways. But it said David Warwick set Melanie Gibb straight, got her to come to her senses, so to speak. And I don't believe it for 1 second. Anyways, okay, there's a man named Sean Littlebear. Oh, God, right? Such a sketchy little character who claims to be the one who can bring the Book of Lehi from his native tribe to the church, as well as bring the Ark of the Covenant from its hiding place. I wonder if it's in Oak Island. Just asking. From its hiding place to the new temple of Jerusalem, thanks to his special bloodline and callings, right? So interesting. I always find him everywhere. Then we get to Mike Stroud, who was excommunicated last year. He is a retired seminary teacher who also is a believer of the snuffer doctrines. Not really. Of how to gain your calling and election, and being personally taught by Christ himself. Again, I don't think it's coming from any one of these people. I think it's coming from the top. Okay. Because the top never says nothing, and they just continue to let this shit just run its course, right? Anyways, not that they, again, and I'm putting it back on the members too. Stop. Okay? Just because somebody tells you to look doesn't mean you look, Oh my gosh. Oh, it's aggravating. Okay. He also teaches, okay, sorry. Coming from somebody who can never find their space, okay? And that when this happens, he claims you become a translated being and one of the 144,000. Yes? I love you too. Love you, babe. I'm not going to be much longer. My head is splitting.
Okay.
Well, no, and I'm trying to read this too, so I'm having to focus. I love you too. I'm blessed. Okay, it says, let me just start here. Then we get to Mike Stroud, who was excommunicated last year. He is a retired seminary teacher who also is a believer of the snuffer doctrines of how to gain your calling and election and being personally taught by Christ himself. And that when this happens, he claims you become a translated being and one of the 144,000 spoken of in Revelation 7. He also teaches that men need to use their priesthood more fully so they can open portals for travel and command the elements. Okay? I've got sound bites of him talking about this. I've listened to a lot of Stroud, so you don't have to. Holy crap. Oh, it's been a while since I've listened to Stroud, actually. He teaches a deliverance doctrine that all sickness, physical or mental issue is because you are possessed. So to heal, he was teaching men to give what he called quorum blessings, which is a group of 4 men who are fully using their priesthood and aware, and to cast the demons out and then pronounce healing upon people. Jason Mao, they were all about being awake, right? You got to be awake and arise. Tim Ballard's all about arise. They're what you call accelerationalist. That's a nice word. Okay, so to heal, okay, quorum blessings, which is a group, okay, I already said that. And to cast out demons and then pronounce healing upon people. I don't like their healing, okay? Stroud is also a huge believer in the book Visions of Glory. Now, I've never, I have. Yes, I have. I have heard him talk about Visions of Glory. My bad. Oh, sorry. Stroud started a podcast where he taught his interpretation of the Book of Mormon from the stance of his Snuffer and Spencer beliefs. He also teaches that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a celestial church. That means earthly, okay? It's in the doctrine that it's going to turn bad, okay? It's sealed away in the damn doctrine. So whenever anybody from any of these groups says that it's a celestial church, that's because it's what it freaking says, okay? I saw it with my own two eyes. Anyways, so I mean, this is already a prophecy within the church, okay? Stroud, okay, I already said all that. He also, okay. Remember whenever Lori said she texted Alex and she was like, meet me in chat at the terrestrial church, okay? With JJ. I mean, JJ was murdered that day. Okay, so okay. This sucks. He also teaches that is a celestial church, and that when you get your calling and election, made sure that when you get that title, that label, that you saw Christ, okay, in a temple, then you become a terrestrial church, right? Okay. When you do all that, the calling, when you see Christ using Stroud's methods, then you are entering a terrestrial church, which is called the drumroll, the Church of the Firstborn. Okay. It's not a physical. This is not an actual church among these groups, but more a title and status symbol. I can't. Can y'all tell mainstream media? They don't care. If you look at Stroud's teachings, they are very much in line with the things we know Lori, Vallow, and Chad Daybell believed in, right? There are many other people, there are many other people in these circles we could talk about, but this just gives you an idea about the many heads within these circles. During all of this, a group called Preparing a People, you know, I'll keep it. Okay, I'll just wait. Preparing People came about. There were already conferences going on among the LDS prepper crowd. One was put on by the Firm Foundation, which was headed by a man named Rod Meldrum. Right? Oh, Roddy boy. Keep your powder dry, right? Another code phrase that Rod Meldrum used after Tim Ballard's stuff came out on that. What channel was he on? It was on that channel with Steve Pinecker, Mormon Book Reviews. And when he was going to clear the air, Rod Meldrum was going to clear the air between Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, how he was just not associated with them. And then he was back in his old boy, Tim. Okay. Victim blaming, all, the whole nines. And they just say this. So did they say this phrase or whatever? Got to keep your powder dry. I was like, what the hell? That's weird. Okay, it's just weird. And Eric Muzzo said it also during the same time, and so did Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck wrote it in an email to Tim. Let's keep your powder dry. Okay. Anyways. All right. Okay. Which was headed by a man named Rod Meldrum, another wannabe church scholar who has what is known as the Heartland theory, which I actually thought was interesting. Okay. Basically, he believes that the Book of Mormon geography is set in North America and not South America. Anyways, the biggest problem with Rod Meldrum is he became so fixated by this that he has allowed himself to become affiliated with PAP and all those other crazy groups, and then took on some of their ideology. That's because they were friends. And I remember getting an email saying, we are no longer associated with Preparing a People. Mike and Nancy James, Color My Media, they broke up. Okay, it was September 5th, 2021. Crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not like, I hate when I get like this. So I'm not like being snappy with y'all. It's so aggravating. It's these people. Okay. Okay. It says, and all these crazy, took on their ideology. We were also told that at some point his wife, Tanya Holyoke Meldrum, allegedly was an emotion code practitioner, that's Bradley Nelson. We are not sure if she still is, but it's been told to us that this was why Bradley Nelson had been involved in at least one Firm Foundation conference. Can I tell you what I really think these conferences are? Because they are all about them, right? Oh, yeah, no, I'll wait. Yeah, because it's they're crazy. It's not my crazy. I'll wait. We are not sure if he's okay. Allegedly, he, along with the Jameses who run PAP and Sean Little Bear, thought they found the missing 116 pages of the Book of Mormon. And Meldrum became so obsessed with proving his theory, the Heartland theory, that he would publish anything if he thought it proved him right. That doesn't really make sense. This whole line right here. He, along with the Jameses, Rod Meldrum, and Sean Little Bear, thought they found the missing 116 pages of the Book of Mormon. Well, who publishes? Does Rod Meldrum publish? Okay, what's that got to do with his Heartland theory? Straight up. Okay. Became so obsessed with proving his theory that he would publish anything if he thought it proved him right. Rod Meldrum's conferences were becoming so popular that Mike and Nancy James set up Color My Media and began organizing conferences where all of the above mentioned people taught at. They had podcasts where all of these people taught their heresies from. They had seminars and courses, special video series you could buy, anything that it presents itself as boring and mundane and monotonous. And we're just like, who cares? I try to get into it. I'm just like, it's just so boring. I look at it through my lens, though, which is my family's murdered and what's really going on here. If you can just ask yourself that and kind of line up all the people that go to these conferences, not all, but most of these people here, and just ask yourself, like, what are they really doing and why? And just look at the things they do and say. They don't line up, okay? I think it's a cover, but that's me. They had podcasts for all these people. Okay. They had seminars and courses. I already said all this. They were extremely close to Chad Daybell, who by now was claiming that he actually had near-death experiences and visions as well. Lori Vallow was also doing podcasts for Preparing People. Among the people of AVAL and other Facebook groups, people like Daybell and Rowe are referred to as little P prophets, whilst President Nelson is a capital P prophet. They look at them as visionaries and prophets, but not in the same way as some might have you believe. It's important to understand because this is how the Hydra cult operates, by having multiple little P prophets. I'm sorry. So when they lose one, there's others in place and others waiting in the wings to join. People in these groups also think that all the known false prophets, Snuffer, Rose, Stroud, started out legit, but then became deceived later on. So they still will hold on the initial teachings they came out with. Sometimes this gets hard to read too. Also, every once in a while, people let slip that there's some strange things going on among the inner circles of all these core Hydra head people. There's multiple cults of personality going on simultaneously, but getting solid information is hard. Oh yeah, because there's secret combination. So hey, hold on. I'm sorry. So how do people get sucked into all this? Friends and family members bring them in. Emotionalism and fear, especially last days fear, parts theory, right, is used, but also pride is paramount. Members are being told that they can be saved from doomsday destruction, yes, but it goes far beyond that. It goes into next life salvation. It's not much longer. After reading a PAP course on how to have visions and visionary dreams, they will use people such as Korhor a Book of Mormon Antichrist. Boy, did we learn that the hard way. Oh my God, Jason. He's making a lot of noise. To compare to those who don't believe in their dreams, they use a lot of out of context scripture and church leader quotes. They all do, which they will redefine words like meditation, for example. They use quotes talking about how great meditation is, but then define it as the same thing as Eastern meditation, which it is not. And they set the definition of the idea spoken of. It's pretty insidious when you look at it. They also will name or calling drop. Okay. Rob Wood did this straight up to himself. He was like, yeah, like I'm LDS. It's LDS speak, right? You can trust me. In a way, I'm just being serious. I'm just being honest. To make what they do look more legit. A member of our page sent us a PM that Nancy James sent them when they spoke out against Sean Little Bear. Boy, and they will snap. We will include that for you to read as well. It is a great example of the tactics used. Nancy James brings up a position her mother had in order to further her agenda. She brings up how her grandfather knew President Benson, y'all. She brings up a general authority's name to add credibility. I mean, like, fourth, so many degrees of separation, okay? It's crazy. No proof, just name dropping. She then brings up how his nephew, Sean Little Bear's nephew, I think, is a bishop, calling dropping. So many of these things are brought by members because they are too trusting of anyone claiming to be a member of the church, or because someone told them someone involved was a bishop, or someone knew a general authority. People claim energy healing is good because this prophet or that prophet does it, or I'll say believes in it, with no proof, with no real proof, mind you. And even if Nancy James's grandfather knew President Benson, does that excuse the false doctrine she is disseminating? No. Members of the church need to heed these warnings. And, okay, beware of false prophets, okay? Also, they will, I'm sorry. Also, they will say that there may be something from Satan come, like a counterfeit dream. But in the Dreams and Visions course from PAP, you see, they say that most dreams come from God. They are trying to get you to let your guard down. Just because a member is selling you something, it doesn't mean you have to buy it. But be very careful who you trust and stick to sound doctrine. Otherwise, it can put you in dangerous territory. And these are some screenshots, but I want to check on you guys first. I know I just drug y'all through all that. And I appreciate you for being here. You call me a core whore? Yeah. Why? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. You're right. Isn't that so bizarre? Isn't that so bizarre, y'all? When you heard that secret recorded phone call from Melanie Gibb to Lori and Chad. Well, Lori. And then Chad butts in with his chin. And he's like, I have to testify. Nobody asked you, little girl. Sit down. Okay. It's nuts. They're nuts. And we're not nuts because they're nuts. Okay. I've had to tell myself, I'm like, this is not my crazy. It's not my monkeys, not my circus, right? But Lori was like, I mean, she's she's convicted of murdering her children and Chad's wife. Okay. And but she's gonna have this confrontation with Melanie Gibb, and she's like, I need an explanation for this. Did one time? I mean, instead of her saying no one was murdered here, why didn't she say I need an explanation for why you're calling me a murderer? Times 3, times more than that. Just technicalities, right? It's so freaking bizarre. It's so weird. It's so bad. It's like watching a freaking train wreck. I'll go grab the link. Hold on. I have it in like 3 different documents. Because I looked up what hydrocult. Whenever you look up hydrocult, I Googled what is meant by hydrocult. And what came up was everything from Marvel Comics, okay? Um, I'm grabbing it. Hydra was an Hydra was an authoritarian, subversive, paramilitary terrorist organization, sorry, bent on world domination. It was founded in ancient times, formerly as a cult dedicated to the fanatical worship of Hive, a powerful inhuman that was exiled to the planet Mavith by ancient Inhumans. Ever since his banishment, the cult had been determined to bring him back to Earth to commence a planetary takeover. I know, right? There's nothing really on it, so you have to go to like Wiki Fandom. It's weird, but there are some things where you're just like, well, that treks out. It's all Nazi Germany. This New World Order ushering in. Okay, that's what it is. But the interesting part about that is Stan Lee. Okay, and I mean, Chad has a lot to say about Stan Lee. I mean, he was bragging about it. He's like in a text to Lori, he's like, "Well, it worked for my neighbor and Stan Lee and George Bush and other code names. We know they're not. You don't really, anyways." But that's how these things work. I mean, if you want to know what I mean, and I mean, I've focused on this for 5 years, y'all. I mean, if it makes me sound crazy, I've got to be okay with it, you know? I I don't know. It's not my crazy, but it's their crazy. They believe in it. I don't believe in it. They believe in it, and that's what matters. That's what we're trying to get to. If not, we're gonna never find out. We're never going to get to the bottom of this. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Seriously. Just duping. Dupe, dupe, dupe. Okay? That's all they do. And it's the secret society. It's whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's not mine. Let's see. I have the LDS Freedom Forum. Let me see where I have. Let me just type it in. It's gonna take me too long. Facebook. Energy healing exposed. Hydra cult. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. Copy link. All right, I'm gonna put it in chat. So this is how you get to the actual Facebook post. Love Snubs, 1969. I love your name. Wait till you hear that video I put in the group. The women all talk exactly like Lori and Mel P. Oh my god. I'll wait till my headache goes away. Yeah, remember the baby voices? I mean, not that we can get away from them, right? Not that we can get away from them. They're still going. I don't know. I don't know. That's how the jury's got that right. I don't know. I'm more sane than I ever was. If that might be scary to some people, but hey, again, it's not my crazy. Just it reminds me of Uncle Charles. I'm not at all measuring anything of my experience with my uncle. But whenever he's talking to the cops and he's just like, "Oh my god, it's not my crazy, it's hers." But it makes him look crazy. That's exactly what this experience is like. It's like you're in some freaking warped zone somewhere, Twilight Zone. Doody 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 doody. Big time. And it's freaky. It's like being in a fun house, but it's not so fun at all. But I appreciate it. Let me see if we have time. Yeah, might as well go for it. So these are some screenshots from Nancy. Whoa, hello. Nancy Payne James. Okay, this was on 6/1/2018. I posted about this. I'm sorry. I posted about Sean Little Bear because we film his educational talks. and have I mean, I'm just talking like I feel like she's delivering it. And have for the past 3.5 years. The Lord directly asked that of us, and we have done it mostly with no pay, all in caps, right? He works closely with Larry Echohawk. Google that because it'll freaking blow your hair back. Okay. Just Google Larry Echohawk. Okay. So he works closely. Why? You know, with Larry Echohawk, one of the general authorities, as well as his bishop and stake president in Oklahoma. Oh, what the hell did I do? I'm trying to do this. Okay. I gotta find them a spot. Okay. Have you ever quote? Oh, that's what you do is you follow all their damn quotations, and it gets you far. It really does. Have you ever paid to go to Education Week? My mom taught for 12 years after having 12 kids, and she didn't seek a public life. Well, then why the hell is he? But was called to it. Have you ever paid to go to a women's conference? How about any other BYU sponsored programs? Piece of shit. That's what I feel like I mean, she didn't say that, but damn, good God. For being Christian people, passive aggressive much? Why would you criticize something that is very much needed right now on many different levels? Well, we have been to Sean's home in Oklahoma, and he lives very, very modestly, almost at poverty level, but he is noble in what he has paid and what he has paid the price to learn, and his story has been verified on many levels. Something we have, I don't know. Oh, damn it, I did it again. I sound like Britney Spears. We have filmed and documented much of it, and come to find out, he was close friends with my friends since Provo High days. Since Provo High days, y'all. Okay? With a lot of things corroborated. So please be careful how you speak about others without, quote unquote, walking in their moccasins, so to speak. About your post about your post of Ezra T. Benson. My great grandfather was Ezra Taft Benson's father's mission president. Don't you know? Anyways, and heard a voice on the hill Cumorah, which changed the missionary work in the church. Ezra was asked by his father while in the mission field. This has nothing to do with anything, by the way. While in the mission field, to read the Book of Mormon every day with the family while he was on a mission, leaving 7 children and a pregnant wife. Well, that's pretty shitty, in my opinion. Ezra did that, and he knew about that quote unquote voice on Cumorah. That is why his father passed on that huge testimony to his son. Just so you know, Sean Little Bear, this is interesting. Sean Little Bear is meeting with some of the 12 apostles, right? That's a keeper. Just so you know, Sean Little Bear is meeting with some of the 12 apostles very soon. I wonder if there's any truth to that. And will receive a special calling. He couldn't hold that calling until he was married, which is happening tomorrow. We are filming it. His brother has held LDS leadership callings for many years in Arizona. Interesting, right? His nephew is a bishop, and he is a 7th-generation Mormon. His great-grandfather, this was funny, y'all. His great-grandfather was the chief of all chiefs. It's like, oh, Lord. I remember when my dad used to pick up, he'd be like, I'm the chief of all chiefs. Anyways, his great-grandfather was the chief of all chiefs, and he also came from native royalty. I didn't know there was such a thing on both sides, as well as the medicine healing calling from his mother's side. It matters. He holds a temple recommend. Boy, they're very valuable. The Melchizedek priesthood, and raised his 10 daughters by his damn self. Okay. So just move on, girl, or whomever is, criticizing little Sean Little Bear there. Anyways, okay, listen to this. and raised his 10 daughters by himself after his first wife died. Anybody suspicious or just curious? Just curious. I stand by the teachings that he contributes from a native point of view, which is interesting because Joseph Smith sent the first missionaries to the eastern native tribes and commanded the early saints to learn from them. Damn you. Did that ever happen very well? Are we open to both Ephraim and Manasseh working as equals? We will see. We will freaking see. Sorry. It's just the way it's written. I mean, that's how I picture it going down. I've seen other things that Nancy has posted. Just a snippy. All right. And it says, when you can say that you've helped over 225,000 temple names get done, like Sean has, passing out like 20,000 at a time at our conferences, which have been done in over 70 damn temples, then I will listen to you. Be careful, sister, and forgive a little toughness here. For what is coming, you would do well to listen to the Spirit and learn more. We all need it, right? Anyways, all right, I'm sorry for the drama, but I mean, give it where it's due. My lipstick's doing that thing again. It's that time. I've been watching Matt Jepson. I'm like, okay, well, how much? I'm trying to pick my battles. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I have yeah. And he seems so just meek, and maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I've been trying to pick my battles. He does have a channel, and he's been a guest on others' channels, and you can watch their views. You're just like, oh shit, everybody's starting to unhinge a little bit. Is that what you do too, Soulseye? That's what I do. I'm like, why are we all going to this channel all of a sudden to this video? I start paying attention a little bit because it gets scary because it affects people, or we don't know how it will affect people. They were alive until they were not. Uncle Charles was just like, well, as long as she's not hurting anybody. I mean, holy crap. Okay. So, I mean, just keep your eye out. And I mean, I don't even really have any good advice for that, because don't try to intervene. Just try to keep your kids safe. Let them just be like, go on, go, go be a heathen, go be a heathen. Go, just leave the damn kids alone. That's all. Just leave the kids. They don't have a say so in this. Yes, he is. He's a fraud. And okay, so I know you probably watched his interview on Hidden True Crime. I know you did. I just know you did. I don't know that, but I'm pretty sure you did. But I would love to know what you know, or what you will let me know. Crusha0123 @gmail. Because there's just I can't let it go. So there's that. And just all that's not the only screenshots that are out there. There are screenshots from the Happy Lady, or it's I don't know. It's a conversation, and it's about Sean Little Bear puffing up everything, and he's talking about to gain access into this golden walled cavern. Oh, my washer's spinning. Oh, it's welcome to the trailer. Anyways, so that threw me off. Damn you, Jason. Okay. To gain entrance into this golden walled cavern. Okay, I'm talking how they talk. Okay, this is how it's written. That's guarded by 3 Nephites. Okay, so wouldn't that be like the presidency? Just my guess. It's a trap. And it's this old wives' tale. It's this old folklore that dupes the next person, the next person, the next person into often your kids, maybe for the greater good, whatever that greater good is. It's not my greater good. But some people have this line of thinking, these people that are ushering in the second coming of Jesus Christ, but it's not like I never thought of this. Oh my God, just a rattle and everything. The second coming of Jesus Christ, I think of, okay, the Lord is coming back, or whatever. Where can you run? Honestly, I mean, just really kind of think that out. I mean, just if it happens, it happens. If your time to go, it's your time to go. Be okay with dying, and you're halfway there. And so I think a lot of these people, control freaks, they are scared of dying. They want to control everything and everybody around them because I don't know, because they were raised to. I don't know what this is. But it is a cult that runs in, and I mean, go look at old newspapers. You can go to newspapers.com and you can pull up all these old stories, not even that old, of these sacrifices, y'all. I mean, look at Abby and Libby. I don't know their story that well, but I've kind of caught, I've had the time to kind of look into it, and especially when it started going into the whole sacrificial thing, I was like, well, it is what it is. I didn't do it, but it was done to them. And some people can, pin like just, yep, it was about money, power, and sex. That's what it was about. Okay, but that goes for everybody. And you got to think, where's the rest of this cult? Where's their handcuffs? Where are their indictments? Okay. Where's their jail time? Where is the justice here? So, I mean, this does happen. I know it's weird. I know it is. Trust me. And if it weren't for them, I mean, it would be really hard to get me here. But here I am. And I'm like, it's not my story. It's their story. And their story is the most important. That is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I didn't start out with like, okay, yeah, this was sacrifice. This was a sacrifice. No, I didn't start out here. But as the case was going on, I was just like, this very well could be, this very well could be. And then the indictment, when they came out with the indictments, and I was like, well, there it is, it was for religious beliefs espoused or whatever. And I was like, it's in the damn indictment. Okay. Oh no. My great grandmother was kidnapped and enslaved by, oh my God, Brigham Young. She was, ooh, oh my gosh. That's terrible.
I love you.
I love you too. I'm about to be there. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry for your, oh my God. But that makes sense. And I know that's horrible to make sense, but this didn't end. This ended in murder. Okay? There's no pretty rainbow at the end of the freaking tunnel here. It's just about coming to reality. You're gonna have to be okay with it though. But just know that you're not going through this alone. Okay? It makes them weird. It makes them shitty people. It does not make us shitty people for saying, hey, there's shitty people doing some really shitty things. Kind of resembles sacrifice there. It really isn't that far of a stretch. And maybe I'm trying to talk myself into it still. Maybe I think people are still way back there. I don't know. It sounds so weird saying it. It sounds so weird saying it because it's like, really, is this the world we live in? And yes, it is. And I mean, again, the sooner we come to those terms and just get over it, the sooner we can really start implementing and really rooting out the evil of this world. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, again, it's their crazy. And there goes, here we are. Right? Yeah. people can be the literal devil, right? Whether you believe, oh my God, this drives me nuts. Whether you believe in the literal devil or not, it's still here. It still exists and it still happens. Okay. One day I'm going to have to get me some real lipstick. Oh, I'm the great granddaughter of a real chief. His name was Wakara. I hope I'm saying that right. He started war after war with the Mormons. Yeah. Catch me on on the email. I'll be way more open with you. I mean, it just is what it is. And like today, I got stuck watching, not I say I got stuck. I got sucked in watching, and I've been wanting to watch it, the Keepers, about, the nun. And I mean, I was just like, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah." It's the corruption and the cover up. That's what really poo-poos on everything. I mean, how is sacrifice so cognitively, like, different than murder? I mean, what's the damn difference? Either way, there's either multiple players or just the two people who are indicted with it, Really. We know. We know from following the case, from the evidence, we know for fact that Melanie Gibb was there, that David Warwick was there. We know for a fact. I believe there were way more people there. Yeah. So why? And that means there's more knowledge. That means there's more people who knew about this, who uh hid all these things, all the podcasts, all these things. Oh yeah, we got to go over that too before this trial starts. I went and grabbed all the podcasts, since they took all the podcasts down, right? So awesome. If you have nothing to hide, then you won't do that. Okay? Innocent people don't delete shit. Okay? I mean, why? So Mike and Nancy James, they are right up there. I see you. I've tried to talk to those people while they were alive. I mean, I've actually videoed myself being live with them, like, and they will not at all even acknowledge my presence, okay? But anyway, so why? You have to ask. There's kids and innocent people dying everywhere around these people, and you're there. You're and giving these people a platform, and you're deleting shit. Why? And you're denying things when we all know, we know, and they're liars. And so that's the good thing in this, is that all these people, once you're on to them, you catch them in so many freaking lies. You're just like, it's just like predicting the storm. Ugh. Anyways, their keyword, they love to gloat about it. They can't keep their damn mouth shut. They tell on themselves, okay? Because they're so damn arrogant and narcissistic, and they're just disgusting. And they're around children, okay? So I mean, just think about this. Let's save the kids. If you really are about saving the kids, then just let's do it, okay? I'm tired of all the disclaimers I feel like I have to do, and that's just me. I don't know. It's just weird. Never thought I'd be here, but here we are. Oh yeah. They all are. I'm not gonna say that I knew about Jody and Ruby. They were just I'm from Louisiana, and we say lagniappe, a little extra, right? I was just like, oh, who are these broads? Oh my God, yes, yes. And anyways, we know where they connect. We know who butters their bread and or biscuits. We know. We know who doesn't speak out about any of these people. None. Nada. Not the victims. I say nada. There's a couple times in Lori's case for sure they stepped in. Well, it would be Chad and Lori's because they were still joined at the time, but mainly Lori. Thank you, Fish Face. Please tell me the name of that song and artist. Let me go grab it. I had to do this the other day too because I played it for Jason the other day and I was like, isn't this the weirdest song? I don't know if I like it or not. It's weird, but it's fitting, huh? It's different, that's for sure. I'm trying to get to it. Just go. I want to go home. I want to go home. Okay, hold on. Stuck in a Dream. Oh. Canva doesn't really make this easy. It's Stuck in a Dream. I have that part. Let's see. Let me go here. And then go here. I'm almost there. Okay. Okay. Stuck in a Dream by Crush Effect. I know, right? And that's Stuck in a Dream is the name of the song. Crush, Crush, Effect, Effect. It's in Canva. And I don't know. It's a good little tune, right? Thank you for that too. Thank you for being here, Fish Face. I like seeing you here. I like seeing all you guys here. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for being understanding. I have a headache raging. Yeah, is the video with the song you played on. I don't know. I wonder if I can make a link right of this. Hold on. Yeah, share. I'm just going to share the one I have with Canva until this design's getting popular, it said. Got it. Okay. Share on social. Just give me a link, lady. Oh, there goes the washer again. Don't y'all just feel at home? Except maybe you don't live in a mobile home. Okay, copy. Okay. Anyone with a link? Let's see, copy link. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna post it in here. Oh, it's a long link. But anyways, just let me know before I leave out too. That way I can grab it another way or something. Yeah, I just put it. It's long though, so sorry about that. But hey, it's different. I've had to come to because I love music. I love music. That's how I have, that's how I get through life, period. My brother's the same way. My mom's the same way too. And it reminds me of Uncle Charles also because whenever he was packing, this is something Mom shared with me. Whenever he was packing and JJ was like, "Oh, where are we going?" I can't play the song because, I'll get copyrighted, but if you type, let me type it in. Chris Ray, I don't know. And it's called Texas. And he told JJ, he was like, he played the song. He was like, we're going to Texas. And that's where they were going. They were moving to Houston, right? But it's a good, I didn't really care for the kind of music or whatever until I started listening to the words, boy, and it just drops you. You're like, oh yeah, there it is. And that's when I think that their spirit lives on because it's through music and through nature and just the little reminders, right? And through you guys, through sharing their stories, they're sharing this experience with you. This is what keeps their memory alive to me. This is what it's like. Their spirit never dies because as long as we are saying their names and talking about them, they live on, right? Their legacies live on. That's the best we have. So, anyways, I really do appreciate you guys. Did it work? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. See? Appreciate it. Um yeah. Oh, and remember this.
Membership has its privileges.
Anyways, I made some things. I'm looking to see what else I made. I made this too. You know, I know it's nothing great, but you get the gist. But anyways, yeah, so I think what we'll let me turn it off. I think what we'll do is today is Monday. Sorry for moving that yesterday. It just didn't feel good. I don't know. I need to talk to my mod squad and see if they're up for doing. I want to go over Melanie Gibbs' freaking East Idaho news extravaganza. Okay. And okay, Donna's like, yeah. um, I want to go over. Hell, I done forgot. But y'all know what I mean. Oh, and if y'all want to, I'll make a community post is what I'll do. That way it'll be in one local spot. But anywhere in any of Lori's new trial, the newest trial testimony, what am I trying to say? Timestamps, let me know the video, the whatever timestamps that you think are just really relevant to Chad's case, and we will share those and go over them. So yeah, I'll have to make a community post about that so we can have it in one spot and then plan on that. But anyway, so we got some things to do, and I know I've just been lost. I've just been like, I don't know. I've been like this. Okay. Derp to derp. And we don't want to end up like this. Y'all remember this guy? I gotta fix that. Anyways, we don't want no more of this dude. Captain Morone eyes at the damn Capitol. Okay. Morons. We don't want it. We want some justice through understanding. All right, I'm done. Anyways, justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. And love always wins. And you guys are proof of this. Love you guys.